From Wish TV and the All Indiana Podcast Network, this is the News 8 Daily 8 Podcast with Wish TV's Kylie Conway. A Wish TV News 8 update.
Hi, this is Kylie Conway, and this is your News 8 Daily 8 for Thursday, January 27th. We are tracking a much warmer day with increasing cloud cover for your Thursday. The warmer air will lead to the possibility of some light snow showers this afternoon. According to our Storm Track 8 meteorologist, the highs look to climb into the upper 20s to low 30s. Police say a woman is in critical condition after an early morning shooting on the south side of Indianapolis. It happened just before 4:30 this morning at the South Green Apartments near Thompson Road and East Street. Police told News 8 that the woman was shot outside a building at the complex and was then found inside one of the apartments. Police haven't said what led to the shooting or if there are any suspects. Police in Indianapolis are also asking for help as they're trying to find a truck from a deadly hit and run. Investigators say the truck collided with a car on Kessler near 30th Street about 9 o'clock Tuesday night, then took off. Police believe it's a 1998 Ram pickup. They point out that it has damaged paint on the roof and has or had a black toolbox in the bed. They also say it will have front end damage. The license plate number is TK829NNJ. According to police, the driver of the other vehicle died at the hospital. The passenger is said to be in critical condition. State police arrest someone for their role in shutting down I-465 for a street race. Police say over the weekend, several people blocked 465 at 56th Street to race. Police say several others could also be facing charges.
When it comes to an organized fashion where they are utilizing vehicles to shut down the interstate, to physically stop traffic to allow for a race to happen, that's more uncommon. The participants of this illegal street race, they're careless and they're reckless, and they're making the road dangerous for your family and my family.
State police say if you see someone driving dangerously, call 911 immediately. A call from your cell phone to police while driving is exempt from Indiana's hands-free law. And today, a meeting at the White House ahead of change on the high court. CNN reports President Biden and Supreme Court Justice Stephen Breyer will appear together, and that Breyer will officially announce his retirement at the end of the current term in June. Next step, naming a nominee. During the presidential campaign, Biden vowed to select the first black woman to the high court. Court watchers say several candidates are likely on Biden's radar. 3 are getting the most buzz. U.S. Circuit Judge Ketanji Brown Jackson, she once was a clerk for Breyer, California Supreme Court Justice Leondra Kruger, and U.S. District Judge J. Michelle Childs. Breyer is 83. He is the oldest justice on the court. President Clinton nominated him in 1994. When reports of his resignation broke, Biden and Breyer should get to speak first.
Every justice has the right and opportunity to decide what he or she is going to do and announce it on their own. There has been no announcement from Justice Breyer. Let him make whatever statement he's going to make, and I'll be happy to talk about it later.
No word yet on an exact time for the official announcement. Russian and Ukrainian negotiators have agreed that a permanent ceasefire in eastern Ukraine must be observed unconditionally. It's a positive sign coming out of the peace talks in Paris. The two countries signed a ceasefire agreement in 2015 after Russia had annexed Crimea, but that hasn't stopped tensions from rising between Moscow and Kyiv. Western countries like the U.S. continue to push for a diplomatic solution to the strain, but the State Department says it is not afraid to impose sanctions if need be.
We've developed a high-impact, quick-action response that would inflict significant costs on the Russian economy and financial system.
Both Russian and Ukrainian negotiators say talks will resume in 2 weeks in Berlin. South Korea says North Korea has launched 2 suspected ballistic missiles into the sea, making for the country's 6th launch in less than a month. South Korean military officials say the missiles were likely short-ranged. Experts say the unusually fast pace in testing may be an intent to pressure the U.S. over long-stalled negotiations regarding sanctions. Moderna shares new information about boosters and the Omicron variant of COVID-19. 2 headlines here. First, the company says a booster of the original version does provide protection against Omicron at least 6 months after getting the shot, but the degree of protection wanes over time. Second, Moderna is starting the second phase of a trial on a version specifically targeting Omicron. The company is sharing the information in the New England Journal of Medicine. Both Moderna and Pfizer are now working on Omicron-specific vaccines. The CDC says nearly all current cases in the country are Omicron. The CDC is also sharing more information in the push to get more people vaccinated and boosted. The agency points to November numbers showing unvaccinated people were 4 times more likely to test positive and 15 times more likely to die than people who were fully vaccinated. When compared to people who are vaccinated and boosted, the unvaccinated were 13 times more likely to get the virus and 68 times more likely to die. And this morning, the chief nurse officer at IU Health is describing the need for nurses as dire. He's hoping a proposed bill at the State House can help ease the nursing shortage. Jason Gilbert tells News 8 IU Health has 1,700 nursing positions open right now. House Bill 1003 would allow universities to accept more nursing students and make it easier to keep qualified teachers.
Every school is turning away hundreds of qualified nursing applicants every year because of the faculty shortages. That's one thing that I think is really great about this bill that Representative Manning has proposed, is that it addresses some of the barriers to schools' expansion or for recruiting and retaining qualified faculty.
While Gilbert does not see the bill as an overnight fix to what he calls a crisis, he believes it is a step in the right direction. A man is in custody for the deadly shooting of a police officer. U.S. Marshals say they used the slain corporal's handcuffs in the arrest. Investigators say they found Oscar Rosales at a hotel across the border in Mexico. Police say they have video evidence tying Rosales to the shooting death of Corporal Charles Galloway. Investigators say officers pulled over a vehicle last weekend and the driver immediately started firing at Galloway. There was a $60,000 reward for helping find Rosales. No word yet if anyone will get it. And this morning, people living at Lakeside Point at Nora Apartments are demanding answers. They're waking up with no heat and no water. The city gave the owners of their troubled complex a week to fix things. The families living there tell News 8's Camila Fernandez that they've been waiting for fixes for months.
I spoke with several families. Some tell me they are facing a lot of different problems and that the cold weather has only made things worse. With freezing cold water and broken heaters, some residents at the Lakeside Point at Nora Apartments are struggling to keep warm.
Big problem. Is big problem. Your hands is like feeling like they hypothermia. We need help out here. We need hot water.
Jairo Rodas says his heater has been broken since he moved in about 1 year ago and that the water is often only cold, making it harder to cook or take a shower. He says he's called management, but it hasn't gotten fixed. Now he's using this portable heater to stay warm.
It's difficult.
Neighbors Aisha Hardy and Anthony Arnold say they've been without warm water for 3 weeks. Hardy says she has to drive 20 minutes to her mom's house for hot water. She says a local church has also donated thermoses.
My mom gave me a big pot yesterday to fill up hot water, but I can't live like that. It's like I sleep here.
I mean, why would you do that?
I gotta
this is an apartment that you're paying for.
Right.
Everything that we have to do somewhere else, we're paying for that here.
Arnold says he's also dealing with a broken oven. He's reached out to management for help, but they haven't responded.
They give you that email number. I emailed them twice in 8 months, and I still haven't got a response.
Some residents tell me they are also dealing with mice and that they haven't gotten the help they need. Reporting in Indianapolis, Camila Fernandez, Wish TV, wishtv.com, and follow us on Facebook.
And history is made at Gainbridge Fieldhouse, just not the kind of history that the Pacers really want to be a part of. The Charlotte Hornets notched the highest point total this NBA season and set a franchise record for the team. The Hornets won big, 158-126 last night. Isaiah Jackson and Goga Batadze led the way for the Pacers with 17 points each. The team goes back on the road tomorrow night for a matchup with the Thunder. A new and improved football field is coming to the city's Far East Side. A natural grass field will go in at the Sean Cowdery Health and Wellness Complex. It's home to the Phelan Leadership Academies. The field is part of a $100,000 grant from the Colts, the NFL Foundation, and Local Initiative Support Corporation. It's the 11th field in Indianapolis to get improvements since 1999. More than 400 fields across the country have been constructed or renovated thanks to the program. And today we'll find out the next phase in the race for equality and change. That's the diversity initiative from Indianapolis Motor Speedway. We've learned that the key players from Force Indy and track representatives will deliver news today. Force Indy is a minority-owned race team. Wish TV will be there for the announcement. You can look for a full report tonight on News 8 at 5. The Federal Reserve is clearly signaling interest rate increases are coming. The head of the Fed made the case yesterday. It's not happening yet. Analysts expect the moves to start at the next Fed meeting in March. Chairman Jerome Powell indicated in his post-meeting comments Wednesday that increasing the key short-term borrowing rate can help curb high inflation and is possible because of a strong labor market. Interest rates have been near zero since the Federal Reserve cut them at the start of the pandemic. An ITmate has learned that the state has been issuing fewer substitute teacher licenses in recent years. It comes as districts across the state deal with staffing issues. Warren Township is attempting to fix the problem by raising daily sub pay. It was $90, now it is $150. Some Central Indiana districts tell ITmate that the demand for subs is pushing close to $100 a day.
Looking at demand increases in the 30 to 50% range.
For anybody who wants to take on substitute teaching in our district, we will welcome them with open arms.
According to the State Department of Education, the state has issued fewer than 12,000 sub licenses in each of the last 2 years. The state last issued more than 12,000 in 2018. Several business leaders are throwing their support behind President Biden's stalled Build Back Better economic agenda. One of them is of Indiana. Cummins chairman and CEO Tom Linebarger joined top executives from giants like Salesforce, General Motors, and Etsy at the White House yesterday. Linebarger stressed the importance to first tackle climate change, but also agreed that childcare is an extreme burden on working parents. Democratic Senator Joe Manchin is the holdout to pass the plan in the divided Senate, citing the possible impact on the national debt and inflation. Finally, a long winning streak is over. Amy Schneider lost on last night's episode of Jeopardy after winning 40 games in a row. She won $1.3 million during her streak. Schneider took to Twitter to say the Jeopardy experience changed her life, and she has no doubt the show's fans will find someone new to root for. Ken Jennings, another longtime champion and current host, shared a picture with Schneider on social media. He says, of all the Jeopardy greats, I've never seen anyone that played the game with the kind of unflappable ease that Amy Schneider always seemed to have. Jennings goes on to say he's dazzled by her talent and authenticity. Schneider is invited to return for the Tournament of Champions this fall. This has been your News 8 Daily 8 for Wish TV. I'm Kylie Conway. Online at wishtv.com. And follow us on Facebook when you search Wish TV.
This is the News 8 Daily 8 podcast with Wish TV's Kylie Conway. A Wish TV News 8 update on demand for even more on demand and on the go. Connect with Wish TV on Facebook at wishtv.com and on the free Wish TV mobile app. Thank you for listening. And be sure to like, subscribe, and follow this podcast for updates every weekday morning on the All Indiana Podcast Network and wherever you get your podcast.